Good day. My name is Jason Matthews. I'm from Eben Business Solutions. And as part of being compliant with the CIPC, as a company, we need to submit annual returns via the CIPC website. CIPC will send you an email in the month that you created your company profile. Once they send you that email, you have a couple of months to complete the annual returns. This is a simple administrative activity that can be completed in about or less than 30 minutes. However, the challenge is that you only do this once a year, so you forget what to do. Normally, accountants will charge you 200 to 300 Rand to do this on your behalf. However, it is rather simple to complete. It is important to complete your annual returns to show CIPC that you are active. It does not matter if you are not making any revenue or income. If you do not make any revenue, state that you're submitting a zero income. The standard cost to submit your annual returns is 100 Rand if your company's turnover was less than 50 million Rand a year. If you fail to submit the annual returns on time, you get charged a penalty for each year. If you have decided to close the business, CIPC will only close the business if your CIPC annual returns have been submitted each year, and all your annual returns and any outstanding penalties are cleared. So in this example, we're going to be looking at a company whose turnover is less than 50 million Rand. So the annual returns fees is only 100 Rand. However, the penalty of not submitting it is 150 Rand. You can see that companies who earn more than 50 million Rand have a much larger fee and requires more documents to be submitted. The first thing CIPC does, they prompt you to submit your annual returns, and that is normally in the month when you created your company on CIPC. Before I go into the CIPC website to complete my annual returns, I do some prep work, which is where I acknowledge each year the turnover that I had for the company. In this case here, it's an example where the company started in 2017, and I didn't make any turnover the first year, and I paid my annual returns fees of 100 Rand. Thereafter, in 2018, my turnover increased. I paid 100 Rand, and it carries on. And today, I need to submit that the company earned 600,000 Rand, and I'm expected to pay 100 Rand fees for the annual return. Also take note that your turnover exclude VAT. So it's not your VAT figures that you're including in your turnover, and that's normal accounting practice where your VAT is managed separately. So whatever figure that you're communicating to the CIPC is your turnover excluding VAT. So I create this Excel sheet, so I always have record of what I've done and what's still outstanding for my record keeping. And this is something that you can create for yourself, because each time you go into CIPC, it takes time to remember or recall what was your last turnover. And with this example here for 2021, I would have gotten this amount here from my financial statement or the bookkeeping system that keeps record of my turnover. So I go to the CIPC website, and I believe you know how to do that. And I normally keep some money in the CIPC website or online website, so that when I need to do a transaction, I know that I have funds available to proceed. So over here you can see that there's an old company that the director was involved in, but that was deregistered. So from a status perspective, you would see that the deregistration is complete, and I'm not I don't need to comply to anything regarding that. However, in today's example, we are looking at company A. It's in business and it's saying that my annual returns are not compliant. And I need to then click over here to say, okay, I'd like to file the annual returns for company A, which was that 600,000 Rand. It takes me to the next page where I insert the company registration number and then I click validate, and out comes information about that company, and you're confirming that yes, this is the company that I'd like to submit annual returns for, and these are the directors, and then I click continue. And it will take me to a history of all my previous annual returns, and it shows you that I have been up to date with all my annual returns. And in particular now we're looking at 2021, and it's asking the question, what was the turnover? So in this example here, I'm putting 600,000 Rand as my turnover, and then I click calculate outstanding amount. Okay, and what the outstanding amount shows is that this is the amount that I need to pay. 100 Rand is due. Then the next thing I need to click is the Capture FAS button here, which then takes me to the financial accountability supplement, or you're updating information related to your company. That's one of the other purposes of your annual returns. And we're confirming as the director or the person responsible for recording day-to-day financial records transactions and maintaining the company's financial records is Mr. So-and-so. Okay, and you put their ID number, their full name, and their surname. And then you've also got the question of who is the one that is compiling financial information and preparing reports and statements. You update that information. Then you carry on. It asks who does the company maintenance. Is it the same person as before? And you can say yes. Or if it's not, you can then put in your accountant's details here. Then they ask you, is your financial statements audited? And most of the times in most SMEs, your accountant is not really auditing your financials, they are reviewing it. If it's auditing, it'll cost more, and because of the size of your company, it's not really required. You'd normally just do a review of it. And then they ask you the question, okay, so how are your financial records recorded? Like what kind of tool and system are you using? Is it like the back of a notebook, or is it something that's formal? So in my case, I use F&B Instant Accounting, so it's an electronically computer-based system. And you also have the option of manual, and there's like a drop-down list which shows you many more other options, even other products, Sage, Pastel. That's the tool that you are communicating to CIPC that you use for your bookkeeping system. Then these are just simple questions about involved in, or does your company sell goods or services? And here's your contact details. Of the person that is accountable for the financial information. Then you click continue. And over here now, you are now updating information if it's changed. So you can see your enterprise detail, email, telephone number, cell number, and it carries on to has your financial year changed, registered office, location of your records, directors and members, company, secretary details, auditors. This is just information, and this is where you then populate that information, and then you go and you open up all of these and update it if required. If not, if everything stays the same, then you leave it as the same. So as you keep collapsing, you update your information and you'd highlight, is it something new or is it the same as before, what's on the system. So you complete that. Director's information. So this is already pre-populated and it's just testing if there's anything that's changed. And then when you're finally happy, you say add to cart, meaning you are done with everything and you want to add it because now you need to pay that 100 Rand. So it summarizes here your annual returns for the company. You received a turnover of 600,000 Rand for the year, which is less than 50 million Rand. So 100 Rand is your fee, and you have now the option of paying either with a card or with the customer balance. And that is where I have some extra money there. So I can sort it out immediately. And so I choose the customer balance, click there, and you can see it's 170 Rand that's available. And it confirms that the payment has gone through. It's saying it's processed. And then look there, my balance now is 70 Rand. And we have completed the annual returns for 2021 of 100 Rand. And here's your tracking number. And it says here, you do not have any outstanding annual returns left. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you've remembered how to do your annual returns and keep updating it every year. Watch this video in case you forget what to do, and do your prep work before you start. Know what is your turnover, then it becomes very easy, and make sure you have some funds always kept in your CIPC account to do these small transactions. Thank you. Until next time, have a good day. Bye-bye.